Boom shakalaka, Bitcoin pattern has repeated itself exactly what it did back in 2017. This is totally predictive of what will happen in Bitcoin's price. Also today, Bitcoin price has hit new levels that are predicting within 6 days a price you will not believe, and the next upcoming project on Binance Smart Chain like PancakeSwap, like BINANCE. You don't want to miss out on this. Stay tuned. What's up everyone, Randall here from Crypto Love. Today's video, we are talking about how Bitcoin pattern has repeated itself exactly to a T, like point for point with what happened in 2017 and what this means for the upcoming Bitcoin price. Also, we're going to take a look at some pretty cool things that Bitcoin just did today in price and the next upcoming project in Binance Smart Chain. Now, before we get into that, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell, and let's get into it. Well, guys, as you can see in this chart behind my head, the blue lines here, this is the bar pattern from the 2017 bull run, basically starting from the halving and then going all the way up to the peak at $20,000. Well, the green and red lines here, this is what's going on with this cycle. Now you might say, hey, but they're off. I mean, this is going up a lot more quickly than it was in 2017. It's not similar at all. Well, I would say touche, my dear friend, touche. So basically, if we take a look at what's going on with Bitcoin price, we can see, I first noticed this when I saw, hey, when Bitcoin ran up to about $40,000 and then came back down, if we take a look at this green dotted line, that is exactly the same spot where Bitcoin price ran up and then came back down. So that happened previously in 2017 to a T. I mean, this is exactly the same area. But then when it came down, well, here it came down to around 28,000. In 2017, it would have come down to about 26,000. Really, this rectangle, pretty much identical. And I was like, that can't be just coincidence. Let's take a look at some more of this. So if we took a look at the peak before that, when price went up to 20,000 and then came back down, well, guess what? It came up to what would have been 19,000 in 2017. And I was like, oh, this is getting kind of crazy. But then we see here some resistance here that was at 12,000. Look at this. It was support here in 2017. So we're seeing a lot of areas from the 2017 bull run that are putting themselves on the bull run now. And if we take a look at this, the next area of resistance after we bounced off of this $26,000 to $28,000 area, the next area of resistance is way up here, this red line at about $70,000, somewhere around 72. Now this, as you can see from this bullseye here, this is the price that I predicted for Bitcoin overall in the bull run. Like last July, a year and some ago, I was saying, hey, $70,000 Bitcoin, that's my bull run prediction. Well, it turns out I may be very wrong, but we could all benefit from that, so who the hell cares? If we take a look at Bitcoin, the next price level we could see would be this red line around $70,000. Now, after that, Bitcoin price will come back down. And as you can see here, it would actually bounce off of this green line, the previous resistance that we had here, right around $42,000 before taking off to potentially $275,000. Now that's looking pretty incredible, but we've seen it time and time again from Willy Woo, from Bobby Lee, from Citibank, from pretty much everybody predicting a $200,000 to $300,000 Bitcoin. Totally reasonable this cycle. Now, if we take a look at the shorter time frames, because these are the weekly candles, they're a bit long. Let's take a look at the shorter time frames to see what's going on with Bitcoin. Bitcoin today just broke out of this bullish megaphone right up here. So basically the top, these solid white lines, this is a bullish megaphone Bitcoin has been in since September, back at the time of the Golden Cross then. Last time that it broke out of the bullish megaphone to the upper end, we take a look back here, back in the beginning of January, it broke out and then within 6 days was up 32%. Now, if this were to happen in 6 days, we would be up 32% to right here around $72,000. Coincidental? I don't know, but that's exactly where this line is here. And furthermore, this would happen by the end of February. Now, February, we know historically, is a very good month for Bitcoin. February comes right before March, which is historically a very bad month for Bitcoin. So if we take a look at this chart again, we might hit this $72,000 by the end of February before Bitcoin price falls back down to what we have right here, this $42,000 area, before blasting off for one final victory round, which would take us to about $275,000 by October of 2021. This is absolutely ridiculous. This is crazy, but it's real. It's happening. People are accepting Bitcoin all over, and still so many people think Bitcoin, oh, that's the thing that drug dealers use. That's the thing that all this, and people don't realize that it's the hardest money ever. It's better than gold. It's the best performing asset class ever, especially when companies like Tesla and MicroStrategies put it on their books. It's legal now. It's awesome. So, what else do we have going on? Well, Trading Shot just published this article. If you had bought Bitcoin at $100, would you have held? If you bought 10 Bitcoin at $100, where would you sell? And he said, well, if you sell at 200, you could have bought a cool bike. If you would have sold at 1,000, you could have bought a trip to Hawaii. At 5,000, you could have bought a new car. At 10,000, you could have paid off your mortgage. At 20,000, you could make your bank account look nice. At 50,000, you're sold and thinking about retirement. At 100,000, you'll sell to achieve financial freedom. Or maybe you'll never sell. And this is an important question because for most of us, we buy Bitcoin in some sort of financial strategy, okay? Because we buy it and we expect that the price will go up. Being the hardest money that's ever been around, it's likely that price will go up because if economics relies on supply and demand, well, the supply is shrinking dramatically thanks to these large institutions putting Bitcoin on their books. The demand is increasing somewhat quickly thanks to Wall Street bets, but even so, it's still pretty slow. Most people aren't in Bitcoin, and there's $100 trillion of institutional money in people's 401ks that can easily be put into Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. So a lot of money can come in to the space. And if we take a look at this chart from Willy Woo, we're seeing that the most largely growing area is these whales right here, the institutions buying up Bitcoin. Okay, these are big hodlers. These are guys who are putting Bitcoin on their books because it's a deflationary hedge against the US dollar. So as you can see here, it's growing a lot. The number of old Bitcoin whales, the guys who started mining in the beginning, that's shrinking. It's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So because of that, you have to think of your strategy. What's your strategy? Where are you going to sell? What are you going to do? Because these are important questions. Yeah, trying to predict the top is tough, but having an exit strategy is pretty important. So in terms of where we are in this bull cycle, it would appear like we are not even close to the top yet. This video here by Benjamin Cohen, he makes some great videos with logarithmic regressions into the cryptoverse. Well, he talks about how we're basically like halfway towards the market cycle peak. We can see the previous cycles here in 2011, 2014, 2018. Well, we would basically have to double on a log scale, which is like 4xing where we are from now to reach that peak, which kind of echoes what Willy Woo was saying here, where he's saying, welcome to the middle phase of the bull market. What Peter Brandt was saying here, Bitcoin feeling halfway home. And again, these are on log scales. And this all echoes what we're looking at here in terms of price. We're about halfway between the bottom and the top on a log scale. So guys, things are looking good in Bitcoin, but everybody else wants those quick gains. They want to make money now. And we've been seeing over the past week that Binance Smart Chain is the hottest place for altcoins right now. Things like PancakeSwap, things like Venus, things like BNB. Well, guys, this video is sponsored by swingby. They are now available for trading on PancakeSwap as of 3 days ago. Now, swingby is the Warp Speed protocol to move Bitcoins into WBTC. Basically, it's a trustless system to take Bitcoin and put it into DeFi. That's what the future is holding, is Bitcoin going into DeFi. That seems to be the way that everything is going, and swingby is making this available for everybody. So it's a decentralized proof-of-stake network that uses the latest advancements in cryptography research to allow you to move your tokens into other chains without a trusted party. Our first launch will bridge Bitcoin to Ethereum. That's their first launch. But there's many other projects they're taking a look at doing, like potentially putting Monero into Ethereum, or putting them into Binance Smart Chain, or putting them into Cardano, or different things like that. So they're looking at bridging all types of stuff. It's 100% trustless, instant settlement, and works with all wallets. So if we take a look, you basically can bridge your assets into DeFi in 3 easy steps. You book a swap, you send the tokens, and that's pretty much it. It's very simple, 3 simple steps. Now, the reason that they're doing this is because there's a lot of money in Bitcoin. But we need to get that money from Bitcoin into DeFi and to really help it explode in size. Right now, Bitcoin's market cap is $850 billion plus. DeFi is just $40 billion ecosystem. So there's a lot of money that can go from Bitcoin to DeFi, and swingby is helping do this. Now, another thing they do is cross-chain interoperability. So bringing native assets like Bitcoin into Ethereum, so they have Bitcoin, Monero, Litecoin, but also bridging tokens from one chain to another. So we can bring together Bitcoin, Binance Smart Chain, Synthetics, EOS, everything, bringing it all together to help ERC tokens travel effortlessly from one chain to another, opening up the DeFi market for all. Now, furthermore, one of the things that makes swingby pretty interesting as opposed to other custodial solutions is it's powered by a proof-of-stake network. There's no custodians. The Skybridge is powered by a decentralized network of metanodes operated by the swingby community. A majority of the top 50 bonded metanodes are required to form a consensus in order to form any swaps to be processed. No one has custody but you. That allows you to continue to own your cryptocurrency. You don't have to trust other parties. Now, as of right now, they are rewarding metanode people who are metanode hosts and also liquidity providers significantly. So basically, all network fees are rewarded back to you. You can run a metanode or pool liquidity and earn up to 80%. So when the Chaos mainnet launches, you can host a metanode and earn up to 80% APR. Or you can pool your Bitcoin or WBTC, so you can do either one. You can either do the DeFi WBTC or your Bitcoin, and you can earn up to 8.5 APR and still hold your cryptocurrency. So you can join the community by joining their Discord or Telegram, or by checking out their website, swingby.network. Now, this is a pretty interesting project. The CEO used to work for Bitfinex, so he's been in cryptocurrency for quite a while. But you guys don't really care about if it's an interesting project or not. You want to make sure you can make some money. So if we take a look right now, just comparing swingby to other potential projects that it could compete with in terms of market cap. So right now, the market cap of swingby is $109 million. It has a price of 94 cents. Now, in terms of what this can do, it can bring Bitcoin to DeFi. We can have cross-chain swaps. So basically, this has the potential to compete with any other DeFi projects out there. And if we take a look at some of them, well, let's say we compare it with 1inch Exchange, okay? Instead of a $109 million market cap, we would have a $767 million market cap. That would increase your gains by 7% to $6.61. But how about Ren? Because Ren is doing a lot more of what swingby is aiming to do. Instead of the silo structure of Ren, they're aiming to have liquidity pool structures where you can basically just trade your Bitcoin for WBTC. So very similarly, they could be doing what Ren is doing. With a $1.519 million or $1.5 billion market cap, you could 13x your investment. Or how about Sushi? You could pretty much 20x, comparing it with Sushi or Synthetics. But what about if this really takes off? Something like Uniswap. You could pretty much 80x your investment, getting a 75 cent swingby. So this is something that does have the potential for massive growth. It is very early in the project. It is just listed on PancakeSwap, and we've seen what happened with PancakeSwap and Venus and BNB this week. So this could potentially be one of the next coins to pump. So guys, that's all for today's episode today. Really looking good for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Special thank you to swingby for the sponsored video today. Maybe we'll get to interview the CEO one of these upcoming days. I will catch you guys later. Have a good one. Peace.